Hey, what's going on, everybody? How you doing? Welcome to the Music Industry Makeover. Hey, we are in the house. Yours truly, DJ Ronnie Ron, Simone Henry, Tamika Hall, D Ray, the producer. How y'all doing? How's everybody?
Hey,
What,
hey.
what up? What up?
What's up? Hey, what's Thursday night? Hey, we're going to get it rolling here as we do. So y'all spread the word. Hey, let folks know and come with your questions and comments. As we give y'all some marketing tips here and there. We're not going to give you the whole thing. Just going to give you just a little bit, and then you got to go do the research on your own, or just hire us to help you out. You know what I'm saying? Because it is what it is, most definitely. But Music Industry Makeover is up under the umbrella of the Music Industry Networks. So we want to thank y'all so much for tuning in. Go visit us on the website, musicindustrymakeover.com, and you can see all the things that I have going on over there as well. Also, definitely giving shout outs to our sponsors and advertisers to help making this happen. And if you are an artist or you have a business and you would like to advertise, your services or your product or whatever on our platforms, hey, we have some things for you. Man, I don't care what kind of event it is. As long as Lucky Sauce is in the building, the food is going to be right. That's what I'm talking about. Order yours today. Yes, again, thank you to all our sponsors out there. All right. Hey, again, if you want to advertise, feel free. We are here for you, most definitely. Okay. Also, don't forget to visit me all over. Find out what I got going on here. Have all my links there at Linktree at DJ Ronnie Ron. Okay, as well. Don't forget to go check out TamikaInc.com. Go ahead and tell folks about you.
Hi, everybody. So excited to be here. Yes, my name is Tamika Hall. If you are in need of publishing your book, you're an artist and you're in need of promotion, you need help with your branding and marketing of an upcoming project, current project, all that good, go to Tamika Inc., like the ink pen.com.
Awesome. That's what's up right there. Yes. And Danny, what you got going on, man? Talk to us right there.
Oh man, I got a lot of releases coming out, a lot of productions and things of that nature. Follow us on Soul Resurrection Music Publishing on Facebook, and that'll keep you updated on a lot of the releases. Some music videos coming, some new surprises coming. So just be on the lookout for us.
All right, awesome. Go and check them out. Okay, definitely. And Simone, go ahead. Hey, SJ Music.
Well, what I have going on this week is my new podcast.
All right.
I posted the first episode to YouTube yesterday, so I'm super excited about it.
Awesome.
And feel free to go and check it out. I put the bit.ly link in the comments because I don't have like a channel name yet, but soon I will if all of y'all subscribe. And that's what I've got going on. So my first episode was about fighting for your dreams.
There you go. Fighting for your dreams. Exactly. What's your website again?
My website is eshamusic.com. The podcast link in here is the bit.ly Eshe channel.
All right. Eshe. Yeah. I spelled it right, didn't I?
Mm-hmm. Yes, you did.
All right. Definitely SJmusic.com for sure. Okay, go and check us out also. All right. Oh man, we got Mrs. Soul Resurrection is in the house. Hey, cuz, what's going on? That's right. Soul Resurrection Music Publishing for sure. Okay, well, hey, look, let's get right into it. We got a couple questions we want to definitely talk about tonight, and again, we want your comments and questions as well, and because you help make the show, and so we are definitely grateful for you. So let me get my notes, or if anybody remembers what remembers what I said. So uh, I think one is can too
That
much.
time's at 6 o'clock.
I know.
So
Jeez,
you know I don't
man,
remember
come
nothing.
on,
Hey,
come on, bruh.
man, we getting old, right?
No, we're not.
I'm getting better. That's what's up. All right. Here's one question: can too much information stunt creativity? Can too much information stunt creativity? I believe yes. That was the question there. Hey, Wayner, how you doing? Well, all right. Yes. So can too much information stunt creativity? Who wants to tackle that first? And then anybody else, if you out there in the audience would like to answer it as well. Do you think too much information can stunt your creativity?
I'm gonna say yes, and there's a lot of information out there, especially when you're trying to go into the music business, and so as you're shifting through, first of all, we always go back to you have to know your why. You see, Ron, you see what Tamika's doing?
Mm-hmm.
She's pouring it so we know that it ain't what we thought it was the last time. So this time she put proof up there.
Uh-huh.
You see what she did?
I can't stand
Uh-huh.
you.
You see, she did that on purpose.
Uh-huh.
Almost like we had a Perrier sponsor.
Ah. Oh wow. A Perrier sponsor.
Product placement. What's up, Quiet Storm?
Yeah.
But seriously, we go back to knowing what your why is, and when you know what your why is, then you can establish your lane, and then you can know information that is within your lane. The problem comes in is that so many people want to throw information at you that you sometimes, when you're starting out, you don't know if it's in your lane or not. And that's the first thing. And I don't want to step on people's toes, but there are some non-creative people who wish they were creative people. And the ways that they become creative is that they create information for creative people. And so what winds up happening is you'll get someone who might have gone to the library, which is what you should have done. They might have gone and watched YouTube, which is what you can do. And then the next thing you know, they have this checklist, this great checklist of all of these codes that you need to put on your music, of where you need to distribute, of how you need to do things, this, that, and the third. And a lot of that, when you're starting off as an artist and you don't know your why yet, it can be overwhelming. And all of that information can hit you like a tidal wave. So that's why, you really have to I go back to the beginning. What is your why? I've been talking to clients for the past couple of weeks now, and that's the first thing I say is, what is your why? Because your why will determine your trajectory. If you want to be a producer, there's a certain lane for that. If you want to be a publisher, songwriter, there's a certain lane for that. If you want to be a singer or a vocalist, there's another lane for that. Right. Sometimes they intersect, but not a lot of times they run parallel. So once you discover your why, then you'll be able to get through all that information, and then you'll start realizing that really and truly, it really is a lot of useless information. So.
Man, that's well said. Ladies, and then I'll go.
I want to jump in and say, I think a lot of time the problem with too much information is that you get bogged down with analysis paralysis. And I know that's what happened to me for a long time. You're soaking up all this information, and it's all good information, but when it's not curated, it's not organized, what do you do with it? It's just kind of all coming at you all at once. And, you're reading this book and watching this podcast and listening to this show and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, okay, well, I need to do this and I need to do that and the other thing, but you never actually do anything because you're so busy just taking in the information. I know that was my problem for a good long time. It's hard to really get moving when you're just soaking up the information. So, what I decided to do was I have adopted just-in-time learning, where I will go out and get the information when I need it and get just the information that I need because I'm taking action on something. So if I'm taking action on something, I don't know exactly how to do it, then I go and I find the information that I need and I pay attention to just that and forget everything else. Because what ends up happening is you're at this 90% learning and 10% doing. The thing that actually moves you forward is the doing. So that needs to be flipped, where you're 10% learning and 90% doing.
Come on now.
That moves you, that accelerates your progress so much more.
That's good. Tamika, man, that was good.
Yeah, I mean, Simone really said what I wanted to say. I mean, I don't know if it necessarily stunts creativity and just, I mean, anything can stunt creativity. But I guess I look at too much information can be ineffective if you actually don't utilize the information. So that was the biggest thing that I wanted to say, is that it's ineffective if you don't use it. I think, I mean, the industry, it really is big and there is a lot to it and it is overwhelming. And I like what Simone said about, look, when I need something, I'll go find it. I think if there is an artist and you're totally brand new and you don't know where to begin, I think that's where sometimes it's good to get a coach or, find a consultant that you can talk to for an hour, and that's where, parlaying some of your money into that actually works well, because it really is a lot. There's a whole lot. And sometimes you don't even know where to start. You don't know what you don't know. And honestly, a lot of people are not willing to even share it with you, even if you're going down the wrong path. So that's why sometimes finding somebody that can coach you through the process, and you sometimes got to be willing to pay for the learning, but find somebody that can actually say to you, okay, listen, this is where you're at, and this is actually what you need. So these are some action steps that you need to take, because they'll shorten that learning curve for you and then kind of point you in the right direction on where you need to research.
There you go. Exactly. Yes. And I had well, he's not a client or anything, but it could be a potential one. But he wanted to ask me about what I do, and then even for us trying to give him some direction. I'm like, okay, well, you need a consultant for that. And then even like with the radio stations that I'm on, wanted me to make sure if that they would play his music. I'm like, well, I can't guarantee that, and plus that's what a radio promoter does. So fortunately, I'm not one of those. And so again, you have to invest in yourself. We give good information, but again, I'm always say the music industry is about R&B, relationships and budgets. Exactly, relationships and budget. Hey, Bobby Parker, hey, definitely need to have you up on here as well. Yes, great information. Stay in your lane, most definitely. We have too many people that are not staying in their lane. They want to seem like the guru of information, and they give it outdated information that don't even work for today. Okay, and that's where I see a lot of artists or in the gospel industry are going astray or stunting their creativity, because it's, again, the information is outdated, especially when it comes to radio. But that's another issue, though. So,
but no, I agree 100%, Ron, because I mean, you and I have been on Clubhouse, and for those of you who don't know, Clubhouse is another social media platform that is invitation only, and we've been in those rooms where somebody say, "Hey, we got some great information about the industry, blah blah blah. You need to come in here. You need to hear this. You need to hear that." And 30 seconds later, you're like, "What is this garbage? We all know this already. What is this? Are you just trying to get clout? Are you just trying to get followers? What are you doing?"
All these fake life coaches and counselors on Clubhouse. Like, what is really good? I'm so over it. I'm so over it.
Yes.
They're told that they only have 2 minutes to speak, and then they take 10 minutes because of thus say the Lord. The Lord didn't tell you to say that. Please sit down and mute your mic.
Follow directions. Follow directions.
Seriously. God is a God of order.
Yes.
Absolutely. Govern yourselves accordingly.
Absolutely.
Come on.
Those arguments in those Clubhouse rooms, it's just like, my God, I can't I just don't understand it. You know, it's just like, wow, you know, you telling everybody in this room, you need to get your stuff on radio. No, you don't. Oh, you need to make sure you have a publicist. Maybe at one point, but not initially, no. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's just, you know, I'll put it to you like this. I'll put it like this. Y'all, I have a master's of business administration with a concentration in music business. And I can tell you really quickly, I don't know it all. Okay.
Right.
I can say, you know, I've shared with the group, there was a formula that Colin Powell used to use back in the early 90s, late 80s, early 90s,
Oh
where he
yes.
said if you were trying to make a strategic decision and you needed to get some information on what you needed to do for this decision, you needed to at least have 40% research done to know this topic. Because if you don't know 40% of it, you don't know enough to make a good decision.
That's good.
But if you know more than 70%, then that's where you start suffering from analysis paralysis, as Simone had alluded to, in that you get information overload and you have so much information that you don't make a decision. You know, I see artists all the time talking about I don't want to move forward because somebody might steal my song. Okay, you know, that's great and all, but the likelihood of somebody stealing your song when you from East Spencer, North Carolina, with no promotion budget, is very, very, very minimal.
Say no promotion budget, right?
You have no promotion budget. Nobody's going to hear it initially until you start building a fan base, until you start building an audience. You don't even need to worry about copyright infringement unless you're stealing somebody's beats or stealing somebody else's music, and that's a whole nother separate show. But
Exactly.
you know, think about, you know, The Wiz. Think about not The Wizard of Oz. I like The Wiz with Diana Ross and Michael Jackson. They were looking for the yellow brick road. If you noticed, the yellow brick road started at one brick at a time, and then it started to build into the path. That's where you are as an independent artist. You got to go one brick at a time. Okay,
Right.
so.
Well,
good.
I was going to also say is, you know, even when we're talking about the information overload, or, you know, sometimes I think it's important for an artist to really assess what are your goals for your music, because
there you go.
And you were talking about the fact that how in Clubhouse they the first thing everybody says is, well, who do you have working your radio? You know, you need a publicist. You know, all this. I mean, they probably don't say it like that, but you know, like I'm from the country, so everybody.
No, they do. No, they do. They do say it like that.
But my thing is, as an artist, everybody doesn't have to want to be on the Billboard charts. And if that is not
exactly
what your goals are, then why are you going to spend 10 grand to be on the radio? For what? If that's not what you want to do you even know why you want to be on the Billboard charts? Like, I remember pushing music, and actually this is why, like, when I was thinking about it, Simone knows me from like 2015 when Eshe was doing like the live events and different things like that. But back then, like, I was an indie artist and I really wanted to be on the Billboard charts, and I just wanted to be on there because it seemed cool. Like, I didn't have any strategy behind it. Like, for me, I was like, my song is Here I Am, and everybody's gonna want my song. I was like, Donnie McClurkin's gonna want my song. Like, why would he? Whatever. Like, it doesn't even sound like him. But I felt like everybody would want my song. You know.
Oh wow, I recognize you now. Okay, I recognize that song from 2015. I know who you are now.
You do. My song was great. Okay, my song was great. It really was. But anyway, I'm just saying, back then, I just was like, I want to be on the Billboard charts because it's cool. And I had no idea what it took to get there. And so, you know, even working PR, I often, from the beginning, ask an artist, what are your goals? Right. Where do you see your music? Because honestly, there is nothing wrong with just wanting to produce music because you love music. And God has given you lyrics, and you know, He's given you the ability to create melody. Like, you know, there is an assignment for all of us, and all of us don't have to be on the Billboard charts. Right. But if you want to be there, you got to figure out, like, yo, that takes a whole lot of money.
Yeah. Even if you do get on the Billboard charts,
come on,
what does it do for you? You may get a bump in traffic for a little while, then your song ages off the charts, and then you go back down to zero. And nothing has happened, and no long-term benefits have come from it. So you've done all this work to get on the chart.
Yep.
You spent all this money to get on all these radio stations. No benefit has come from it. So if you don't have a strategy behind capturing those fans and all this attention that's coming your way, it's not going to do you any good. I keep hearing artists say, oh, well, I'm on this station, I'm on that station. Oh, you're getting good traffic. Yeah. But then when the song ages off the rotation, traffic goes down to zero. Nobody's listening. Nobody cares anymore.
And you haven't made no money.
And you haven't made any money.
And if you don't own your audience, and if you don't have an email list, if you're not collecting email addresses, if you're not getting these people to follow you on social media, you know what that means? That means that every release, you're starting at zero.
Good point.
Absolutely.
Very good point.
True.
Wow. Hey, again, this is the Music Industry Makeover Podcast Thursday nights. If you any questions that you might have or so, you would feel free to ask us or the comments. But we just want to give you the real deal on what's going on in the industry. Learn the music business, learn the music industry, okay? So you don't get taken advantage of or fall for the hype or the facade of whatever it is that you feel that you're after. Know why you're doing what you're doing. Develop a strategy. From there, you get a marketing plan or vice versa, either one. But again, know your why. Why are you even doing this?
Mm-hmm.
Why? Why are you doing
why? This? And be okay with what you're doing.
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, how many of y'all? Nobody really cares if you're like, I'm going for the Billboard charts. Nobody buys your music more because you said that.
Right.
Nobody cares. If people like you, they're gonna want to hear your music. If you can sing, people are going to want your music, you know?
Right.
And so it's like, why are you doing it? And I feel like this is a part where we get so far removed from the whole focus of why we're supposed to do what we do. At the end of the day, it's still about building kingdom.
Right.
And so where do you fit in kingdom? I had somebody ask me just yesterday, they said, why aren't you doing music anymore? Well, initially it's because I didn't have the right people around me. For me, I don't want my music tainted. So if you out here sexing everybody, I don't want you attached to my music, because to me, that means something to me. And I just felt like, God, like, how can you bless my music? But the people that were attached, they attached to everybody. So,
wow.
you know, but it's like, and I really had to assess, what do I want to do music for? Maybe I just want to write for people. And you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody doesn't have to be out front. So when you're searching the information highway, part of what you need to do is determine before you even start searching, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
What do I want to do?
What's your ultimate goal? Where do you really want to be in 5-10 years?
Yes.
You know, and is what you're doing going to get you there?
There you go. There you go.
And if I can piggyback off that real quick, if you are an artist that consistently looks for award shows,
come on,
whatever the award show happens to be, and you was like, oh, I'm nominated for this award, will you vote for me? Oh, I'm nominated. What you really are looking for is not that award. You're looking for validation. And the reason that you're looking for validation is you are not clear on your why. Once you are clear on your why, those little awards won't mean a whole lot to you, because you know your why. And trust me, there is a whole industry built on artists who seek validation. Yeah. If you want an award and are willing to pay for it, there is an award ceremony that is for you.
With your name on it.
They will give you one. Wait a minute. Did Ron just hit a note?
Ron,
wait a minute.
God's got a blessing with me.
Whoa. Where'd that come from?
Like, Oprah,
anyway.
And you get a trophy.
You get a trophy. You get one. Exactly.
Right. And let me also say this. If your aim is, hey, when I was growing up, I saw artists on Billboard charts, and I wanted to be on Billboard charts. Fine.
Yeah.
If hey, when I was growing up, I saw somebody win a Grammy, and wanted to say Grammy Award winning before my name. Fine,
Fine.
but be cool with your why, okay?
Exactly.
Because your why is going to determine what steps you need to take.
Absolutely.
And we're stressing that, okay? And again, every time we may come on or so, that's going to be our base foundation of knowing your why in this music industry, okay? Because again, a lot of y'all are walking around with like a chicken with his head cut off and all because you don't know why you're doing this. And you're listening to other folks. Oh yeah, you need to be doing this. No, sit down before God. All right, seek some guidance. All right, Lord, you gave me this gift, for so what direction should I take? And that's where I guess the spiritual aspect of it comes in. All right, because again, this folks will take advantage of you in the name of the Lord if you allow them to, out of your ignorance, for sure.
One thing we want to mention is that when you knowing your why and going after some of these things that validate you and all of this stuff, sometimes we need to sit back and examine our emotional and psychological needs, because maybe some things are missing in some areas of our lives, and we're trying to get them from other people, from the music industry, from here and from there, when really we need we need counseling, we need prayer and meditation. You need to be in the Word studying, whatever. You need better people around you, better friends that you can go to and talk to and whatever. Because sometimes if you're trying to fulfill the needs that maybe you didn't get in childhood or that you never got, and you're trying to get them from the industry leaders and fans and different people like that, you're never going to be fulfilled, really. So that's something to examine as well.
Come on, yes, exactly, definitely. Hey, we got 2 minutes before we go to our next topic. But again, if anybody has any questions or comments that you would like to ask or so, again, it's all about knowing your why. And the question was, can too much information stunt your creativity? And
well, I have a question for Danny. What did you just eat? I'm hungry.
Hey,
I didn't eat anything. I'm up here stirring my coffee. No, I didn't. No. That was it. Because I was
what's up, Kevin?
Look at that. Like, one of the kids.
See, what it is, you got a revenge spirit because I called you out on that Perrier treatment.
Oh man!
You gonna have to get up pretty early in the morning to catch me.
Yes. I didn't realize I was hungry till I saw you put your spoon in your mouth. I was like, what is it? I was actually typing it in the private chat. It was like,
that revenge spirit is okay.
That's what that was. I called her out publicly. She is not gonna let that live until I'm on here eating, and she's like, "What you eating? What you drinking?"
Yeah. I'm hungry. I want to eat.
Oh man, that hunger can be serious. I was editing a video yesterday, and I heard my stomach growl in the video. Now I can't go back and re-record that.
It's just gonna have to have its debut.
It's gonna have to be out there.
That's just what it is.
No, you tell them it's an audio plug-in. That's what you do. It's called
what it was.
Waves Hunger.
I should put an applause button right there. Like, oh yes, amen. That was good. That was good.
I felt that down deep in my gut.
Right.
I felt that down deep in my soul.
Yeah, man. That was a deep point.
All right. Hey, we're gonna go to our next question here. Again, hey, welcome, Kevin. How you doing? Hey, exactly. He says the industry is different now, and yes, awards mean nothing, pretty much. Hey, now Kevin is ruthless.
He gonna tell it to you straight.
Yes,
it's the truth, though. It's the truth.
Yes, hey, Kevin, hey, the man of great wisdom. Yes. Okay, I think there was a question that was posed on Critical Dialogue Tuesday night, and so I think I got it right. It was like, can entertainment really be used for ministry? Was that what you asked, Danny?
No. The question was the question is.
All right. We'll start it.
See, now she done distracted me. I feel attacked.
No, she haven't. She's
No,
getting
no,
background
no.
music.
Thank you for
I
having
was
her.
like, you know how Whitney Houston was in Preacher's Wife?
You DMV women stick together. You see,
Who's your
see what just happened. You see what happened, Ron? Ron, you did
DMV.
this.
No, because
No,
Simone knows my heart.
Hey.
I love the Lord because the Lord puts people around you that know you. Like she knows my heart. I was just trying to be your backup.
Yeah, man.
is that what you was trying to do? Is that what you was
Yes,
trying to do?
yes, yes.
No, Brandon, we ain't singing tonight. I'm gonna let them sing. I know I can't sing. I can make a joyful
No,
noise.
no,
You know,
no, no, no.
that's why I DJ.
The question was, is Christian entertainment really kingdom building? And the idea behind the question is that there's this theory that all Christian artists, all Christian entertainers are kingdom builders. And so that is really the question of, can you be a Christian entertainer? Can you be like an entertainer and say, this my music or my art really is about the traditional kingdom building. I just want to make music that my mama can listen to, that I don't have to worry about my kids hearing something out the way, when they hear it and they enjoy it. Is that really kingdom building? That was the question.
Okay.
I mean, to me, I think that music is art. I actually, teach dance. Well, when I was teaching, taught dance, and I would always tell my students that dance is what music looks like. And I said that music is what feelings sound like. You know what I'm saying? So music in itself, it's an art form. So of course you can sing it and not necessarily have the goals or the heart for kingdom. But I just like, that's so sad to do that, because there's so much attached to when you love what you sing about, and not just, oh, I want to make music that my mom can listen to. I mean, I used to sing for my puppy dog. I'm not putting out a CD, for my puppy, you know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, absolutely. You can do that. A lot of people do it. People do it for money moves. You know what I mean? Why do you think these secular artists, and I'm not saying that some of them don't love God, but I'm like, you've been singing secular for like 20 years. You've been doing that for 20 years. And I feel like some of them are just bored. You're bored and you want to tap into another audience. That's why gospel artists will go and sing something else too. Either they feel like they're not being respected in the industry, and they want to go somewhere else and make money. There's always an artsy side to everything that we do. But for those that are just doing it just because you just want to do it, because and there is no God behind it, I just feel like that's such a disservice to you, that you don't that you're not in love with the God that you sing about. Because he's like, he's like Campbell's soup. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's a disservice to you to not do that.
Brandy said the question is, what are you doing behind the music? What are you doing for the kingdom? And Kevin says, yes, most people love entertainment. Hey, I love entertainment. There's a reason for it. Okay. Everything. Yeah. Carlos says someone feels if it's not spelled out in the Bible, then it's a no. Yeah, we know how.
We know who that someone is, don't we?
And a whole bunch of other folks that are like them too. Some pastors are. Now that's true. Come on. Hey, most of y'all go to church because of the pastor. Hey.
But listen, let's just be clear here. There is entertainment needed in your delivery.
Yes.
And I'm sorry, I'm gonna make somebody mad. I'm so sick of black church folks. I'm sure they do, but I've never heard anybody of the clear persuasion talk about
the clear persuasion. Did you say the clear persuasion? See, that was not Perrier.
So, I've never heard anybody other than our people argue about whether or not we perform or there should be entertainment. What is wrong with you?
Right.
Like, that's what I want to ask you. And quite frankly, if you want to get up here and you want to go toe to toe with me, I welcome it, because I think it's stupid that we argue that. You would
Agreed.
not go to a dry church. You would, and if somebody stood up and could not sing and they were tone deaf, you would not listen. You would pick up your phone and you would start texting. You'd be on Instagram. You'd be messaging me, talking about, yo, this chick can't sing. You'd be taking video of her and posting it as the next viral video.
Yep.
I'm so sick of people acting like entertainment's not necessary. Just because you understand that there is a performance value, it doesn't mean that you don't have a form of godliness. And it doesn't mean that you're not anointed. And it does, you know what I'm saying? God, the Bible calls for us to be skillful. David was skillful in what he did.
Yeah.
Come on. That's why this is the business and there's the ministry. They can't coexist. Learn it. Learn it.
It gets on my nerves. Please come. Go.
Carlos said thank you.
No, we don't want that. We don't want that smoke on music industry makeover. We don't want that.
But Danny, it's so dumb to me. I'm like, I feel like we make ourselves as a people look so ignorant because we don't understand the definition of words.
Yes.
Entertainment doesn't mean it's Satan's music. Like,
absolutely.
That is not what it means. The word perform does not mean that you're singing to demons. Like, that's not what that means. When you perform literally means to carry out something, to deliver something. That's what that means. Listen, everybody's not going to want to go to Joel Osteen's church because they don't like his delivery. Other people love his delivery, but I bet you he practices it.
Yeah.
I bet you he stands in front of that mirror and he says, God gave me this Perrier. I bet you he practices it. There's entertainment behind what he does.
But the fact is, he has his audience. He has his fan base.
And I'm not coming against it. My point is, some of us would not go there because his delivery is not what we want. It's not the entertainment that we want.
And that's the same with the artist for finding your fan base.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? Again, there's someone that likes what you're putting out, but everybody's not going to like it. All right.
They're not.
You know what? Another thing too is that, you know, you may be singing the most worshipful song ever, but you're singing it to people who are gonna leave the church and then go out and they're watching Bachelor and Bachelorette and whatever the latest soap opera or whatever is. You know, these are people who want entertainment. You know,
what's wrong with it?
You're singing to the same people who are, you know, jumping up and down in the clubs the night before. You know,
people do perform in church all the time. You know, it is a production.
But see, to me, there's a difference. But like, I think what people get scared about are people who literally get up there and they perform. They are like there is no anointing behind what they do. They get up there and they fake it. What I'm talking about is not that. I'm talking about you. You actually. William Billy Stokes. Do they call him that? William Billy Stokes, get off of here.
Oh man.
Quiet storm. You're gonna hear that again, buddy.
Yes, you
will.
Billy.
I met him years ago. He's weird. He was weird. I was not surprised by any of the allegations. I met him, flipped a phone number in my hand on printed paper, and when I realized that he had difficulty reading, I understood why that was.
You talking about R. Kelly? I thought you was talking about William Stokes.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about William
Stokes. I'm talking about
yeah, I thought you were talking about
he probably be screaming on me. He'd be like, I did not give that girl my number.
I'm like, Will, man, when did you ever meet her?
Y'all like, yo, Tamika just telling on everybody. I don't have any problem calling people out on social media. Don't you enter my inbox. I've done it before. I've embarrassed people. Don't you do it. Don't you contact me crazy. Well, don't be talking about you're weird. We don't claim that.
He is my boy. That Will
is my boy. Yeah, that's the best friend.
That's hilarious.
But my whole point was,
that for years.
to bring it back around, I understand we don't want people being fake in church. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm talking about is being skillful in what you do. I'm talking about being skillful in what you do so that you can deliver in a way that is entertaining. If you've already been in worship and you have a worship lifestyle and you have a relationship with God, you don't have to fake that when you get in front of people. The anointing is going to be there. That's all I'm saying.
I'm going to throw this out there too, though.
To R. Kelly.
Even if the artist,
I made a whole display about it.
Oh my God. Even if the artist's heart is not right and they're just entertaining and they're putting on a good show, but there's nothing behind it really, I will submit to you that God can still use that. Because God is able to use anything.
He is.
I mean, if he can make a donkey talk, so a man is not going to be lost, he can use any so-called gospel artist out here whose heart is not right, who never cracks open the Bible ever, but they just want to, they string together some words that they think the church is going to love. And then they get up there and they do their thing. Guess what? God can still use it.
They can, but also my thing is what I can't stand about Black churches. How y'all gonna be sitting up here talking about you don't want people performing, but if people don't come and put 12 different notes in a run in your church, all of a sudden you think that they can't sing. Please get your whole life together.
That's hypocritical.
Miss me with that mess. That's crazy. Because everybody is not the same, and that's another thing too that I really don't like about.
We'll talk
Black
about
church sometimes. Yes. Is that we all have to be this homogenous monolith. We all have to like all the runs, and we all have to like, the lady dressed in the long skirt and the this, that, and the other thing. We all have to like the same things. This is why I say that I've been claiming the weirdness for years, because I am just not. I'm not that. I'm not that. What is so-called normal in the Black church, and I really wish we would drop that mess and want us all to be in lockstep, all the same, all, going in the same direction, all doing the same thing, all liking the same stuff, because that's not the truth.
Well, you know who really wanted us to be all alike and to like the same thing and to believe the same way? The slave owners. And a lot of times the church has taken on the position of the overseer, but that's a whole nother separate topic.
Go ahead.
But it's to me, it's like, I hear a lot of people that want to criticize like artists like Lecrae or artists who don't necessarily fit the traditional gospel music roles or that whole idea or idiom. And it's like in today's music industry, finding your lane that's why finding your lane is so important, because guess what? In your lane, your people might not even listen to radio. Your people might not even go to church.
Come on.
All right. It's 83% of Black families that do not go to church on Sunday.
Exactly,
but
Carlos.
Still believe in Jesus, but they know just through whatever it is, through church hurt, through church bankruptcy, whatever it is 83% of people that could now. You can be their person. You know what I mean? You could be their light. Yeah. Instead of all of us trying to get to the 17% that's still in the church walls. Right. And I really, 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 I agree with what Tamika was saying, but I really, really hate the gatekeepers.
Yes.
Gatekeepers. And here my definition of a gatekeeper: someone who is on the line, someone in the industry who is responsible for you getting your music to the next level. Right. But this particular person will say, if you don't sound like Fred Hammond,
come on,
you go no further.
Right.
If you don't do runs like Kim Burrell, you go no further.
Right.
And I hate that, because the one thing that I know about the music industry, there is no one mold. You know what I mean? There is no one path. All of us at one point or another, we've been on I-95, right? If we say, hey, we got to get to Richmond, Virginia right now. Oh, Lord, what did Carlos say?
Yeah, Snoop
Hey,
Dogg
go,
had my homies
Carlos.
singing.
Good homeless. Think we're in the
But
liquor
you know,
store
I
back
like
home.
when he
But
came out.
here's the
I thought that was so dope.
I love the album. Yes.
But I'm not even talking about the album. Just the fact that
Mhm.
like, Carlos had like the homies were pouring it out for the
Uh-huh.
Lord this time. They weren't tipping it out for the homies this time.
but you know what? That leads me to another point.
Mm.
I really, really hate how the black church will honor a Snoop Dogg
Uh
that'll
oh.
come in,
Uh oh.
and they will honor a famous gospel artist.
Hmm.
They will charge tickets at the door.
Yeah.
They will have VIP. They will set it up just like a giant, just like their ticket master.
Yeah.
But you got a praise and worship singer that wants to get a CD done, and you won't even you won't even let her have an event in the sanctuary. You won't
Come
even let her
on.
have an event in fellowship hall.
Yeah.
Right? You won't even let a Christian hip hop artist
Mm.
who might have the inside
Preach it.
track on those gangs that's in the same neighborhood, but you won't even let them in the door. Right? But Snoop Dogg can come in with his gospel choir, and the next thing you know, he's the best thing since sliced bread. So
Because
yeah,
again, they don't have the numbers, they don't have the fan base, which shows okay, well, you don't have the value. So that's why no, we're going to put emphasis on those who have those A-list artists, basically. You know, and so that's why we have a lot of these praise and worship singers or leaders or whatever trying to get in there and put on this great performance so they can be discovered. When again, there's a difference between being an artist and then just a singer with talent, or just or just a talented singer, I guess. I don't.
Absolutely. Well, first of all, big ups to the girls from the DMV, because nobody even gave Simone her props for using the word monolith. Okay. And in case people don't understand what monolith means, I made sure I looked it up.
Exactly, Keisha.
Okay. So I'm just saying, big ups to Simone. Danny, don't do that.
I read.
Hey, readers are leaders. That's right. Hey, that's why you are an industry leader.
So for
Exactly.
those who may not understand, a monolith is an organized whole that acts as a single, unified, powerful, or influential force. So when Simone said we do not need to be a monolith, that is what she meant. Simone using them college words.
Ron, can you imagine being in the same classroom with Tamika? Can you imagine? Can you imagine? No, I'm not talking about you being a teacher. I'm talking about if we were all in the same class as students.
Really from the DMV.
Can you
Let
imagine?
me just explain to you.
Can you imagine?
Don't try to copy off my paper. Because I was that student. I was like this.
Hey, but hey, I will give you some money. Hey, what's up?
I was so annoying. I said at the very front.
Come on, Ron, don't do that.
I was so annoying. Listen, I went to school. I wore heels every day. Y'all was so over the top. I wore yes, I was ridiculous. But I would wear my little scarf. That's when the little scarf was in. This isn't about me, but we're gonna make this moment about me. So I would sit up front, and I would not let people copy off my paper. And
hey, Lawrence,
I was the one. If I had like a 98, I was asking the teacher for extra credit, so it could be 100.
Wow, perfectionist, huh?
Yeah, and I know it's a problem. And now my
she
oldest daughter,
she was the reason that nobody in her class got the curve. She blew the curve every time.
Yeah.
Nothing was based on the curve because of Tamika.
Especially when the teacher
blew the curve every time.
Notes on an index card, please.
Hey, Keisha, that is a good point. Yeah. Hey, Keisha definitely brings up a good point. So, again, and that's another topic and things in 501c3. And I mean, again, yeah, there are limits on that. But again, for us with the music industry, music is a big part in the church, and that's where it brings in a lot of membership as well. It's let's just be honest about that.
Keisha, if I can push back on that, Keisha, real quick.
I didn't understand real quick.
No,
I'll bring it back up.
I believe if I understand her correctly, and correct me if I'm wrong, Keisha, that there are some things that churches are not permitted to do because of their 501c nonprofit status. Like, for example, they're not supposed to tell you in the pulpit who to vote for. They're not supposed to tell you, there's certain things they're not supposed to do, because if they do, they will lose their non-taxable their non-tax status.
Right.
But we're all family here, so we all know the truth that happens all the time,
Every
and
Sunday.
and it happens every Sunday. And so if you're an independent artist, I go back to what I think it was a Tamika. Yeah, it was Tamika. Simone wasn't here when someone was saying that they were waiting on a church invite.
Oh, yeah.
We kind of moved
Get your
beyond the whole
life.
church. Yeah, we kind of moved beyond the church invite right now,
Right.
because and I put it to you like this. Let me say this: if you know your why,
Yes.
Right.
if you know your why, if you know that, hey, I just want to be a praise and worship singer, then guess what? You can go get the church invite, because all you
Yes.
got to do is go to church, join that church, be
Mhm.
active in that church, and you can put your get put on the praise team.
Sing
Success
your
story.
hearts out.
Yeah, success
Some
story.
great things.
Yeah,
Some
and you can also not try to pigeonhole yourself into one church and go out to places where other artists aren't going. You
Now,
know,
see,
because there are lots of little suburbs and stuff outside of these big cities where nobody goes to and nobody cares about, but you go there and all of a sudden you're a superstar.
Okay. And they buy
Right.
all your little CDs. Yes, they still will buy your CD.
Yes.
Mhm.
And and put some money in your pocket.
Yeah.
And and so this is what I wanted to say, because we're and I love what Simone said. So yesterday I presented an affirmation, and I think it's important that every artist understands. I bring something valuable to the table.
Mhm.
My anointing creates overflow. And I think it's
Amen.
important that artists need to understand that if you understand your why, if you are focused, if you have goals in mind, and you understand that your anointing creates overflow, then you'll be more comfortable operating in whatever space God has given to you.
That's good.
Because I don't think everybody's necessarily even supposed to be on the charts. Because for what?
Again, what's the
Why?
purpose? Why? Right.
but also if you're with a skilled marketer, I can
Yes.
direct you on how to get to the charts.
Yes.
There is a way that you can get on the charts without having to spend a whole lot of money.
Good stuff.
But it still has to come back to, for what? For what? Is this your home? Because once you get on the charts, are you going to be the Walmart greeter that was a Billboard charting recording artist?
I need
You
to
know.
What?
Now, if that's your aim, then great.
be the Walmart greeter.
Why
Walmart.
did he
Hey.
put in your coffee cup? Because that wasn't
Mhm.
nice. That was mean juice.
Hey, you know what? Hey, that's a t-shirt right there. Hey,
For the table.
my anointing creates exactly. It does.
It's overflow.
Come on. Churches don't make artists big unless you're touring churches.
And honestly,
It
even
depends on the church.
Yeah. Well, it's like a chitlin circuit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, pretty much, because a lot of
what's
these
wrong with the cousins tonight? Y'all so mean.
just call a spade because it's like everybody's as Fred Hammond alluded to, folks want to try to get into that 17%. You know what I'm saying? Where
That was such powerful conversation.
it's like there's a whole nother world out there. Stop trying to cater to church culture.
Yeah.
All right, go to where the world is, because that's what you say is for, anyways. All right, and present yourself, okay, in excellence. And again, learn the industry, learn the music business.
I would like to say though,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people, they want to go out into the world because that's where the people are, and that's where Jesus came to heal the sick, right? He called the sinners to
What
repentance.
you about to say, Simone?
All I'm saying is just be careful where you go and make sure that you don't have issues in a certain place before you go there, right? Because if we are representatives of Christ, you call yourself a minister of the gospel, right? If you're a recovering alcoholic, maybe singing in a bar is not the best place for you.
Come on.
Maybe
I'm sorry.
arts
God didn't tell you.
and campgrounds and stuff like that. But just be careful, because everybody is not is not fit for every place out there in the world. You know? Because maybe some people are staying in the churches because it's a safe space, sort of.
Well, and that's a good point you brought, it being a safe space, because again, not everybody wants to go out and hear the Jesus music for us in that certain environment. All right, like you can't go into public schools singing about Christ, you know. So it's like, okay, you're gonna have to kind of tailor your music to make it, you know what I'm saying, to at least get you in the door. And then then when they build that relationship with you, that know, like, and trust, then they can go back and see some of your old songs, like, oh man, okay, so they are a Christian. So again, that's just a strategy right there.
And there are some radio stations that will not allow you to say the word God, will not allow you to say the word Jesus, whether, no matter what kind of artist that you are. And you have to be very cognitive of that. And if that's the kind of strategy that you want to go to, you need to produce that kind of music that will get you there, and then let your light speak for itself once you're there.
Amen.
So
hey, I want to deal with this real quick. I mean, Shamika says at this point, I feel like you have to know whether you want to entertain as an artist or just share your gift. That's mainly where it is. That's perfect right there. Again, what do you want to be? An entertainer as an artist or just share your gift? Because you can always share your gift, but don't look to try to get paid because you're sharing your gift. And I think that's where a lot of the conflict comes in.
Absolutely.
Well, why can't you do both?
You can do both.
And I'm not being like argumentative.
Oh no, that's fine. Go ahead.
No, you can do both. I agree with you, Tamika. I think though that it's one thing that I run into is when you try to pick up a client, every church singer is not going to be a recording artist.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
There's just certain dynamics, there's certain things that you get a church singer behind the mic in a studio, it's just not going to translate, because that's not really where they're supposed to be. And you see a lot of gospel, and this is a reason why, if you go back and look, that there are a lot of gospel live albums, because some of these performances only translate, in the church and not in the studio.
Mm-hmm.
Very much. Wow. Awesome.
Well, I mean, I think in that regard, that makes
sense. Wait a minute. What did Lo say?
Hey, Los is a comedian. Hey, he brought up Freak Nick. Man, hey, only us old heads knows about that, huh?
I don't think you need to be that old to know what the word freak means. It's all in context, right?
Yeah.
Woo, look at the time. It's time to go.
Yep, it's time to go, man. Hey, yeah, Los showing, and he's one of the best comedians around. Man, well, hey, look, y'all, I want to thank y'all so much for joining us. So, all right, our hour is up and things. Again, you can follow me, all right, on Linktree, see everything that I got going on. If you look for marketing promotions and things like that, hey, contact me. This is what I'm here for. All right, and do social media management and all of that, as well as go and check out TamikaInc.com. All right, go and check her website out. Look at what she has to offer. Okay, we're all the four of us are businessmen and women up here. So again, we are here for you. Now again, we'll bless you.
Simone's?
Oh yeah, it's coming right up. Oh yeah, definitely now. So just trying to give you all this shot.
You see that, Ron? you see what just happened?
We don't have to be a monolith.
You see that?
Oh man, yeah.
Oh,
Black women do work together.
We gotta stick together.
Look, hold up. Look, man,
exactly
together on here.
Exactly.
My wife is up there trying to snitch on Los in the comments. What's going on? What's really going on?
It's ladies' night. Y'all
didn't know. I see it is.
Y'all didn't know.
Yeah, well, hey, look, you all be blessed out there. Remember, you matter in the kingdom of God, so don't compare yourself or your ministry to anyone else. Just do what God has called you to do, and you'll be just fine. All right. God bless you. We'll see you for another segment next week. Yeah, critical. I say critical.